So maybe it is my deep love for Scooby-Doo and Steve Martin, but there's something about mummies that are fascinating and exciting, and when I heard there were some here in Buffalo, I got pretty excited. Kevin O'Neill is here today with a sneak peek of the exhibit.
Remains to be seen. No, seriously, they're amazing here. How lucky we are to have this here. The president of Buffalo Museum of Science, Marisa Wigglesworth. Western New York is this is an exciting opportunity for us.
It sure is. We are the U.S. premier venue for this amazing exhibit. We're excited, we're fortunate, we're honored.
We're showing some, these are some Egyptian portraits from a couple thousand years ago. It looks like they're from the Italian era of a couple hundred years ago, but they're 2,000 years old. It's amazing.
It's amazing. They're remarkable pieces.
How many mummies are here?
There are 8 mummies in this exhibit, along with about 100 other artifacts.
Where do they come from?
They come from regions around Egypt, and they really tell a remarkable story about Egypt in that period when it was highly influenced by Greek and Roman cultures.
The home museum for this exhibit is in Manchester, England, and from Manchester, England himself is Dr. Campbell Price. How are you? Nice
Kevin.
to see you.
I'm fine.
I was watching a documentary on mummies. Actually, all right, it was the movie The Mummy.
Okay.
They're not cursed. We're not or anything
They're not
like.
cursed.
They're not angry people.
No, they're not. They're
Okay.
they're celebrating a glorious
Thank
eternal afterlife.
Who is this?
So this is a lady called Ta Sherry Ank, and she is a rather interesting story because she was in the position of being in the house of a British member of Parliament who knew a writer called Bram Stoker.
Oh!
Bram Stoker of Bram Stoker's Dracula also wrote a story called The Jewel of Seven Stars about an Egyptian princess, and she may be the inspiration for the story.
This is a great opportunity for Buffalo to come by and see this. And Buffalo's lucky to have this. We're the first stop in America for this.
Yeah, the first stop in the world.
What? Wow, amazing.
So it's material, all of it from Manchester Museum, as you said, and really, especially the portraits and the mummies are among the best collection of objects outside Cairo.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Pleasure.
it. Thank you, Dr. Price. The mummies are here. Miss them, and you'll curse yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, they're here through spring, the Buffalo Museum of Science.